Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the WSPD and other sworn staff. Good morning. I'm Ed McNeil, Marketing and Communications Director with the City of Winston-Salem, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Grand Pavilion as we gather to celebrate the graduation of Winston-Salem Police Academy's 74th class. Please rise as the recruits from Class 74 enter the room along with WSPD training staff. We ask that you would remain standing as the WSPD's Honor Guard presents our national colors and for the singing of the national anthem by Police Corporal Florette Gregory Phillips. During the singing of the national anthem, it is the protocol of the Winston-Salem Police Department that sworn law enforcement officers salute if they're wearing their hat, and non-sworn staff place their right hand over their heart at the order to present arms. We would be pleased if you would join us accordingly.
Officers, present up.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order. Oh. Ready. Move.
Thank you. Please be seated. We'll begin our ceremony today with an invocation by the WSPD chaplain, Anthony Jones.
Good morning. Let me first congratulate our new class of 74. Congratulations. If you would bow your heads with me and let us pray. The word invocation is a special word, which means that we are giving God a special invitation to be a part of whatever it is that we are part of on that day. And so to the all-wise God, the all-powerful God, our Heavenly Father and our Divine Mother, dear Lord, we invite you to be a part of this wonderful occasion on today in which, O God, members of the class of 74, dear Lord, have pledged their lives to this community, to protect it and to serve it. And, O Lord, as they are out on patrol, as they are out in the community, O God, I pray, dear Lord, that folks and the community will be able to see your reflection in them. Oh God, I ask that you would use the class of 74, as well as all of our officers, not just in Winston and in the state of North Carolina, but all throughout the nation. Dear God, I ask for your movement, that all of our officers will be used in such a way, oh God, that people will be able to see your reflection in them. Dear God, that our officers are about compassion, they are about caring and bringing strength to our communities, O Lord, as they seek to serve and to protect our communities. And, O Lord, as they are out on the streets at all different hours of the day, I ask, O God, for your presence to not only be with them, but especially, O God, be in them. And, oh God, this is our prayer. And, oh Lord, we count it all joy. And we all said amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. On February 25th, 2019, the 74th Winston-Salem Police Academy convened, and the men and women we will recognize today began a quest to become Winston-Salem police officers. The coming weeks were filled with difficulties, but also great accomplishments, all culminating today with the 24 individuals seated before you who have fulfilled that journey and now begin a new pursuit, one of public service and self-sacrifice. The city of Winston-Salem is guided by a council made up of 8 members and headed by Mayor Alan Joines. With 30 years of service to the citizens of Winston-Salem as an employee, Joines retired as the deputy city manager in 2000. He was first elected mayor in 2001. He is now serving in his 5th term. Please welcome Mayor Alan Joines.
Well, good morning, everybody. You know, when you're mayor of a city like Winston-Salem, 250,000 people, you have your good days and your bad days. This is clearly one of those good days as we come to celebrate and to thank these young men and women for stepping up to provide public safety to the city of Winston-Salem. I'm joined this morning with a number of my colleagues. You'll hear from Councilmember Taylor, Chairman of the Public Safety Committee, but also Councilmember Dan Bessie from the South Ward, Councilmember Annette Scipio from the East Ward, and Councilmember John Larson from the South Ward. And of course, we're glad to have our clerk of court with us today as well. You know, as I said, the city of Winston-Salem makes public safety, keeping our citizens safe, is our #1 priority. Now, the city does a lot of different things, which are all those functions are important as well, but protecting our citizens, fire and police, emergency services are those key things that a city comes together for. It's one reason we have a city government is to make sure we live in a safe environment. And we have to call on individuals such as Class 74 sitting up here, as well as the men and women of our department that are out there every day protecting us. So I just want to say on behalf of all the citizens of Winston-Salem, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your willingness to step up and protect us, protect our citizens going forward. And I wish you a very successful career here in the city of Winston-Salem. You know, we as elected officials, our job is to make sure that our police department, working through our great chief, Katrina Thompson, has all the tools that they need to carry out those services, good training, good equipment, and good salaries, right? So we're working on that all the time. But we are committed to that as a city government, and we're very proud of our department. Our accreditation that we continually receive makes us very, very proud of that department. I want to congratulate the families and the friends that are here that have supported these young people during this past several weeks since February, because you know it's been difficult and sometimes they probably couldn't have made it without your support, but they're going to need you even more going forward. So congratulations to all the families and friends that are here today. Class 74, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. The city manager oversees the day-to-day operation and the delivery of services by more than 2,400 city employees. He often notes that as one team, not police and fire or utilities, but as one team, as the city of Winston-Salem, we can rise to whatever challenge faces us. Please welcome our city manager, Lee Garrity.
Good morning. Good morning, recruits. I want to recognize all of the family and friends that have come from out of town, that we have quite a few people here. I appreciate it for coming today. This is the beginning, well, really, the beginning started 20 weeks ago or so, but now you're really beginning to see the commitment that your family member, your loved one is going to have to make to this community and that you make. Law enforcement, as I've learned over the years, is a lot more than a job or even a career. It's almost a holy commitment to your community, to your brethren, and they can't do it without each one of you. So I really appreciate the fact that you're here. You've been with them through rookie school, and you'll be with them through field training, and you'll be with them for the next 30 years, so they have a long, fruitful, healthy, and safe career with the city of Winston-Salem. I'd like to tell people sometimes a story about when I was a few years ago and a few pounds lighter, about 25 years ago. I was a young budget analyst and for the city of Winston-Salem, and then Chief Sweat said, "Oh, I'm going to show this budget analyst what he needs to know so he gets whatever he needs for the department." And so I did my first ride-along of many, but that first ride-along, they did their best to show me things to scare me. We got back in the middle of the night, and they turned on the lights and sirens at my house, and all my neighbors thought I was getting arrested. But anyway, what you've signed up to do is truly remarkable, and that you're willing to do that. I could not do it, honestly. I could not do it. And the fact that you're willing to do that and do that for this community is just, I am grateful, and so are all of the employees and elected officials in Winston-Salem. We thank you, and I'm looking forward to your career. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Garrity. Councilmember James Taylor Jr. is in his third term as a council member of the Southeast Ward, a 2003 graduate of the Criminal Justice Program at the University of North Carolina Central in Durham. He is the chairman of our Public Safety Committee. Please welcome council member of the Southeast Ward, James Taylor Jr.
Good morning. I have the honor and privilege of bringing greetings on behalf of the Public Safety Committee. You've heard the elected officials who are in the room, but I want to particularly recognize Mr. John Larson, who is also a member of the Public Safety Committee. Our role on the Public Safety Committee is to partner with Chief Thompson and the brave men and women of the police department to make sure that the police department has everything they need to be successful and to keep this city safe. So everything that's pretty much going fairly decently well with the police department, with the city of Winston-Salem, we have something to do with it. And I assure you that things that are going not so well, we have absolutely nothing to do with it. But I want to just take a moment and thank Recruit Class 74 for both hearing and answering the call to service. There will be many long days and nights that might be restless, but I thank you for stepping up. And I always say this, I'm a native son of this city, something that I'm proud of and unapologetic about. As a native son, thank you for stepping up to serve this city, and I can't say that enough. To the friends, to the family, thank you for sharing them with us. One of my mottos is family first. We know we couldn't do it without the friends and family, so I need you to do something for me. Friends and family, if you can please join me in giving Recruit Class 74 a round of applause. Thank you. Speaking of Chief Thompson, I have the honor and privilege of introducing our Speaker of the Hour, Chief Katrina Thompson. Katrina Thompson is the 15th Chief of Police for the city of Winston-Salem. She is a native of Detroit, Michigan, where she graduated from Wayne State University with a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice. Additionally, she also holds a Master's degree in Public Administration from Appalachian State University. Chief Thompson is a member of New Mount Zion Primitive Baptist Church and serves as immediate past president of the Mental Health Association of Forsyth County Board of Directors. She's the president of Callidium Board of Directors. She's a member of the United Way of Forsyth County and Senior Services Foundation boards. In 2018, she received the Criminal Justice of the Year Award from the Ministers Conference of Winston-Salem and vicinity. She was also recognized by Black Business Inc. magazine as one of the 50 most influential African Americans in the Piedmont Triad. In her 25 years with the Winston-Salem Police Department, Thompson has served as the Assistant Chief in charge of the Investigative Services Bureau, which is the command bureau over detectives and school resource officers. She graduated from the Leadership Winston-Salem class of 2016, the 2017 Public Executive Leadership Academy of the School of Government at UNC Chapel Hill, the West Point Leadership Program of Methodist University, and the FBI Law Enforcement Executive Leadership Association Program. As chief, she leads the department with 570 sworn officers, 173 civilian positions, and an annual budget of $74.5 million. She is married to Alonzo Thompson, a former assistant police chief for the city of Winston-Salem Police Department and current police chief for Spartanburg, South Carolina Police Department. They have 2 children, Allison and Christopher. Her philosophy of life, shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you will land among the stars. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm round of applause to Chief Katrina Thompson.
Good morning. I am so incredibly proud of this class for so many different reasons, and they all know why. First, I'd like to take this time to thank all of you that are here present today. Mayor Joines, members of council, our clerk, our city manager. I also want to take an extra moment to thank the family and friends of our graduates here today. With all of the family and friends, Please stand and be recognized. We know that you've made sacrifices for them to go through what they've gone through, and believe me, they have gone through a lot. But the sacrifices that you have made, I have to tell you, are just beginning. They will need your support throughout their careers. BLET Class 74, congratulations to you all. Now, I'll tell you, I'm both honored and flattered to be asked to speak on this wonderful occasion. I must admit I'm a little bit confused, and that is because this class have heard me and members of command staff speaking to them since February. They've heard us setting expectations. They've heard us talk about honesty, integrity, truthfulness, and not to compromise those things. They've heard us tell them that life isn't just about them, it's about what they can do to improve the quality of life and safety for members of this community. They've heard us set the expectations extremely high and know that we will hold them to them. So why in the world they wanted me to talk to them again today on their graduation, I have no idea, but I'm here. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, the reward of a thing well done is to have done it. You did it. You accomplished a great achievement and reached an important milestone in your life. But today, as you celebrate this moment, I want to challenge you to anticipate what lies ahead. I want to challenge each of you today for this thought: stay in drive. The gear shift of a car has park, reverse, neutral, and drive. Park is an acceptable place to be at various times in your life because you must take time to reflect and plan on your future. Reverse is an occurrence that is going to happen, and it is expected to happen because we all have stumbling blocks in life that we are meant to learn from. It's going to take a little going in reverse to move forward again. Beware of neutral, though, because that's where stagnancy lies and yields no result, either good or bad. So that brings us to drive, the act of being in motion, moving forward, pushing through to the next phase and chapter of your life. Know that today is just the beginning. There's still work left to do. And that's why I'm going to encourage you to always stay in drive. When you're reflecting on what lies ahead in park, it's important to set goals and plan for your future. Use that time of quiet reflection to plan ahead. How do you do that? First, you figure out what's important and valuable to you. You write down the goals you want to reach and develop your own personalized plan of action, realizing life isn't just about you anymore. Next, you review the progress you've made, and update or revise your plan as needed. We all change, so our plans and even parts of our vision will naturally change as well. The important thing is to make adjustments when appropriate that are going to help you in achieving your goals. Then, when you've achieved success, you take the time to celebrate, much like we're doing here today. Last, you start the whole process over again. Yes, that's right, you start it all over again. Life is constant and ever-changing. Poet Robert Frost said it best this way: in 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Life goes on, class. Now let's talk about reverse for a moment. We're all going to have setbacks. We're going to have failures and times in our lives when we don't feel we are making progress or the progress that we need. But we don't have to look at setbacks as failures. Rather, we can view them as stepping stones that will help us in reaching our goals. Let your setback become your setup for your comeback. Let me say that again. Let your setback become your setup for your comeback. Babe Ruth hit 714 home runs in his career as a baseball player. He also struck out 1,330 times. Babe Ruth didn't let his failures, in this case, his strikeouts, keep him from reaching his goals. Most of you probably know the story of Michael Jordan before he reached stardom. Cut from his high school team as a sophomore, he used that setup as fuel to keep driving. He trained intensely after the cut, and his work paid off the next year when he made the team. In his senior year, he made the All-American high school team. The rest, as we all know, is history. It's important to know that Michael Jordan wasn't just a great player. He also had an amazing work ethic and outlook on life, and the ability to inspire and motivate millions of people around the world. He is quoted as saying, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I cannot accept not trying." Michael Jordan had what's called the expectant attitude. While staying in drive and staying focused, you need to adopt an expectant attitude, class. Your attitude is like the check engine light. Check your attitude. Yes, your attitude is one of the most important ingredients in determining success or the lack thereof. It also caused my phone to ring. Successful people have one thing in common. They all expect to succeed. Successful people don't just remain in neutral, simply reacting to the events of the day. You have to get your check engine light to a mechanic to get diagnostic check as soon as possible. We all know that we get out of life what we put into it. If you put in a great attitude, you get great results. But if you have a poor attitude, we will accomplish poor results. The world gives back what you expect. So expect the best. Get out of neutral and do not become stagnant. Just look at stagnant water. It breeds disease and can poison those who come in contact with it. Don't be lukewarm. Lukewarm people are neither hot nor cold. They're just indifferent with no passion or drive. The Bible refers to people who are lukewarm as being spiritually uncommitted. The church of Laodicea was described this way, and they understood the analogy of being lukewarm because their only source of water came from a spring 6 miles to the south of the aqueduct. This caused a problem for them because when it arrived, it was neither hot nor cold. It was just lukewarm. It wasn't usual like the nearby hot springs that people bathed in, nor was it refreshingly cold for drinking. In its state of being lukewarm, it did not serve a positive purpose. Much like the church members at the time had an unresponsive attitude that was manifested by their deeds. Don't look at the easy way out. Remember, no shortcuts. Continue to challenge yourself. Stick to your principles and put forth effort, diligence, and passion in all that you do. The story has been told of a professor who stood before his class of 20 senior organic biology students about to hand out the final exam. The professor told the students it had been a pleasure teaching them that semester and that he knew that most of them would be off to medical school after the summer. He made them a proposition saying that since you all have had a lot of celebrating this week And so as not to mess up your GPA, anyone who wants to opt out of the final exam would receive a B for the course. There were rejoicing going on in the class as many students got up, thanked the professor, and took up the offer. The professor looked over at the handful of students left and asked, "Anyone else? This is your last chance." One student rose and took up the offer. The professor then closed the door and took the attendance of the few students remaining. "I'm glad to see you believe in yourselves," said the professor. "You all have A's. Don't be one of the last people, be one of the last people remaining. Don't take the easy way out. Don't become stagnant. Get out of neutral and stay in drive. Take time to reflect and reevaluate on your goals. Look back and learn from your mistakes and missteps. Then keep moving forward. Stay in drive." I want to challenge you with something else as you remember as you move on to the next chapter of your life's journey. It's important. Remember those who helped you get to where you are. Many of them stood up in this room this morning. Place importance on those relationships and cultivate them so that they too will continue to grow with you. I'm going to ask you to take a quick test. Name the 5 wealthiest people in the world. Name the last 5 Heisman Trophy winners. Name the last 5 Academy Award winners for Best Actor or Actress. How did you do? If you're like me, probably not too good. The point is, none of us remembered the headliners of yesterday. It's not because the recipients were second-rate achievers. No, quite the opposite. They were They were the very best in their chosen fields, but the applause dies. The awards tarnish. The accolades and certificates are buried somewhere in a drawer. Now take this quiz. Tell me how you do. Name 3 teachers who aided you in your journey through school. Name 3 close friends who helped you through a difficult time. Think of 3 people you enjoy spending time with. Much easier the second time, right? The people who make the biggest difference in your life aren't the ones with the most credentials, the most money, or the most awards. They're the ones who truly care. Cultivate the relationships that matter the most. You will need these people with you along your life's journey. They will be there to encourage you to stay focused. They will pick you up when you fall and will celebrate with you when you succeed. Remember, the road to success is not straight. There are curves called failures, loops called confusion, speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, caution lights called families. You will have flat tires on this job, but if you have a spare called determination, an engine called perseverance, insurance called faith, and a driver you call your creator, you will make it to a place we all call success. Class 73, 74. We want you to be successful, and the best way to do that is for you to stay in drive. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chief. Now, please allow me to take a moment to introduce the full-time training staff. These dedicated individuals are committed to the success of the organization through the development and the education of its personnel. This staff works tirelessly on numerous projects and programs while providing unwavering support to the recruits and veteran officers. On many days, the training staff arrives before dawn to begin physical training and then work late into the evening. They are truly a team of professionals who devote all of their efforts into molding these individuals into a team and part of Winston-Salem's finest. Please stand when your name is called. Assistant Chief William Penn, Captain Michael Cardwell, Lieutenant Tracy Wooten, Sergeant Marcus Hamilton, Sergeant Michael Fleming, Sergeant Mark Bollinger, Corporal Jeremy Henry, Corporal Kayla Schaus, Corporal Thomas Day, Corporal Logan Collier, Police Officer Brian Dawson, Senior Office Administrative Assistant Ms. Celeste Vargas. Please join me in giving these individuals a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. If you are a member of the recruiting division or a member of human resources, would you please stand if you assisted in the application or the selection process for these recruits? Now, I will tell you, just as a side note, this is just a quick story about the recruiting effort for the police department. The team, you don't see people standing over here because they're in New York trying to recruit the next class to sit up here. There is a continuous effort to fill the ranks to make sure that you are protected in our community. So I'm going to go through the names, but they are not here right now. Sergeant Varen Chu, Corporal Sheena Nelson, Officer Rodney Hutchins, Officer Jimmy Falk, Officer Jared Barnes, and retired police officers Robert Boyd, Lyman Clark, Debbie Wilkins, Paul O'Neill, Al Vance, James Johnson, and David Lamb. Please join me in giving these individuals a well-deserved round of applause. I'll ask now that all instructors that assisted in any of the academy training and the field training officers please rise. There are more than 100 state-certified instructors in the department and Forsyth Tech who contributed to the training of our cadets. These are but a small sampling of the instructor pool that provided more than 1,000 hours of instruction. Their dedication and hard work is a testament to their professionalism. Among these standing are representatives of the post-academy training program. They are the field training officers. The WSPD's post-academy training program involves the assignment of an entry-level officer with a field training officer, an FTO, who serves as a guide and a model for the inexperienced officer. The FTO undertakes a dual role, both the patrol officer and trainer. As a trainer, the FTO must build upon the primary education that the entry-level officer has received. The FTO is the primary force that molds the officer and this new officer into a professional and productive member of the WSPD. Please join me in thanking the Academy instructors and our field training officers. The recruits for Class 74 have voted for one person to represent them and to bring a speech during graduation. And that spokesperson is Mr. Thomas Four.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you all for being here on such a special occasion. A lot went into making this day happen. From the hard work and dedication of our excellent training staff to the extra hours put in by instructors who just came off midnight shift to teach us, to our friends and family supporting us each step of the way. Myself and Class 74 would like to thank each and every one of you for all that you've done for us. It means more to us than you will ever know. Class 74 is quite the unique collection of people. I'm sure each class before us has said the same about their class, and I'm sure each class after us will say the same about theirs. But I'd like to explain why I believe Class 74 is such a unique group of people. First off, we have people from all around the world. We've got a U.S. Army veteran from Sierra Leone, we've got a grad student from Honduras, and an old record driver from Mount Airy. We've got 2 Marines, a CrossFit junkie, and the tightest bromance I have ever seen. It is truly amazing how well you can get to know a group of people and how much you can experience with them in a span of 6 months. There were good times, bad times, and a few hard times. We ran in the freezing cold one morning in only our t-shirts and shorts. We ran in the pouring rain and in the scorching July heat. We did a lot of running. We debated deep philosophical issues like who would win in a fight, a gorilla or a grizzly bear. We tested groundbreaking VR technology. The Winston-Salem Police Academy provides you with moments that you wouldn't expect and memories that will last a lifetime. But I'm sure that if you asked anyone up here what their favorite time during the academy was, they would likely tell you specialties. Specialties is where you learn the three most important aspects of the law enforcement field. And we certainly learned a lot during that month. We learned about driving, firearms, and SCAT. SCAT is when we learned how to defend ourselves, effect an arrest, and to stay in the fight. In driving, we learned all about evasive and defensive driving. And one of us learned a very important lesson about centrifugal force involving a guardrail. In firearms, we were taught how to draw and fire our service weapons, and how important it is that you keep your firearm with you. I could certainly keep going and reminiscing on all that we've been through in this academy together, but today isn't a day for looking back. Today is a day for looking forward. Today is the beginning of our careers as law enforcement officers. Today marks the start of an exciting new journey. Class 74, today is the day that we've all been waiting for. I'm excited to begin this journey with you all. I look at each of you as an extension of my own family. And today our small family enters the big family of the Winston-Salem Police Department. And what an honor it is to join this family. Going forward, I hope that no one on this stage forgets why you wanted to join this profession. On the first day of the academy, everyone up here said they wanted to help people. You wanted to be a part of something bigger than yourself. To join a team of like-minded individuals that wanted the best for the community that they serve. There are going to be hard days ahead. On those hard days, it is vital that you remember why you wanted this job. We are meant to be a beacon of hope for the people of Winston-Salem. We will be who they call on what might be the worst day of their lives. So it is important that we do everything we can for them. So take care of yourselves mentally and physically. I want us all to have long, fulfilling careers in the greatest profession on earth. In closing, I want to thank you all again for being here on such an important day. Thank you for the support these past 6 months. In Class 74, I look forward to seeing you all out there. There's no greater backup I could ask for than the 23 of you. Do good and be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Recruit 4. Traditionally, the Winston-Salem Police Department presents special awards during graduation to members of each class who have distinguished themselves during the academy training. Today, we honor 3 members of Class 74 with the following awards: the Vivian H. Burke Character Award, the Honor Graduate Award, and our highest award, the Lieutenant Aaron G. Tice Jr. Colleague Award. We'll begin with the Vivian H. Burke Character Award. Please welcome City Manager Lee Garrity.
Mayor Pro Tem Vivian H. Burke, council member of the Northeast Ward, cannot be with us today, but she does want to express her support to all of you and all of our new members of the city family. Mayor Pro Tem Vivian H. Burke serves this community. She has been on City Council for 42 years. She chaired the Public Safety Committee for 36 years till she passed the mantle to our chairman, Councilmember Taylor. Anybody who knows Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Burke knows that character, dignity, respect, manners are very important to her. Most of us who've been around a while have been her pupil at one time or not. She is a retired teacher as well. The dictionary, if you look at the dictionary definition of character, they'll define it as those things, those attributes that describe a person when no one else is looking. So the things that you do not for show, not for selfies on Facebook, the things that stand out that you're not doing for importance, you're doing them because you just have that character to you. This year, I'm proud and privileged to present the Vivian H. Burke Character Award to Mitchell Mabe.
Thank you, Mr. Garrity. The Honor Graduate Award to be presented by Assistant Chief Natasha Miles and Beth Hutchins, the widow of Sergeant Mickey Hutchins, who was killed in the line of duty October 12, 2009.
Good morning, and congratulations, Class 74. Entry-level training for Class 74 police officers trainees consisted of over 1,000 hours of training in 36 different subjects. Some of the subjects require written exams, and the others require practical application exams. The Honor Graduate Award is presented each year to that trainee who has the highest grade point average overall. The Honor Graduate for Police Academy, Class 74, completed the training with a 98.17 grade point average. The Honor Graduate Award goes to Recruit Jenna Yunt.
Years ago, Mickey received this award while he was graduating from rookie school. And our family puts a great importance on academics. And you have to figure that all of these recruits had other things going on in their lives as well as studying, and they still put everything they had into it because they all made it here, they all passed. But we wanted to make sure that it was extra recognized that she'll have something to put on her desk when she's the chief of police in 20 years.
Thank you, A.C. Miles, Ms. Hutchins. Now for the highest award an Academy member can receive. This award is one in which every officer here present today is familiar with and cherishes as a symbol and a reminder of the price members of this profession might be asked to pay for the privilege of serving in law enforcement. Assistant Chief William Penn, Jr. will now present the Lieutenant Aaron G. Tice Colleague Award.
Class 74 is about to hit the streets. Is today not a good morning? I am honored to be standing before you presenting the Lieutenant Aaron Jerome Tice Jr. Colleague Award. And I'm also honored to have his bride standing next to me, Miss Tanya Tice. If you were to take a survey asking a community to identify those qualities it desires in its police officers, the list would likely include words such as honest, hardworking, competent, and professional, just to name a few. If you were to survey a police department asking officers to identify those qualities they desire in a coworker, you will likely see the same words I have already mentioned. Additionally, you would see phrases such as courageous, strong, trustworthy, and dependable. A few weeks before each recruit class graduation, all members of the class are asked to vote for one of their peers who they believe best demonstrate those qualities that we all recognize within the best men and women our profession has to offer. Class 74 has chosen that representative from within their ranks. The Lieutenant Jerome Tice Jr. Colleague Award for Class 74 is presented to Ian Perron.
Chief Thompson.
Sergeant Hamilton, as the duly appointed Basic Law Enforcement Training Sergeant for the Winston-Salem Police Department, do you personally certify that all your students here of Class 74 of the Winston-Salem Police Academy have met all school requirements and regulations and have successfully completed all courses and activities that comprise the basic law enforcement training?
Yes, ma'am.
Sergeant Hamilton, having provided assurance that the members of your Class 74 of the Winston-Salem Police Academy have met all requirements which entitle them to receive the certificate signifying successful completion of the Winston-Salem Police Department's prescribed training program, please present these students for graduation, the receipt of their certificate, and the badges of their office.
Class 74. On your feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is tradition with Academy that as I call the name of each recruit, they shall come forward, receive their certificate, and be congratulated by the dignitaries down below. Additionally, as part of our ceremony, each member of Class 74 has selected someone to share in the honor of presenting him or her with their badge of office and pinning it upon their uniform for the first time. This badge of honor serves as a symbol of public faith. It is accepted as an acknowledgement of public trust and obligates those who wear it to extremely high standards of personal and professional conduct well beyond the expectations of the citizens they serve. Class 74, you are fully aware that not everyone can earn this badge. Be proud of your accomplishments and never tarnish the image of the badge you are about to receive. We'd like for those friends and family members who have been selected to pin the badge onto your loved one to move to the front right-hand side of the room near the photo backdrop and wait for your officer to arrive. In keeping with the dignity of the ceremony, I ask that you hold your applause until after all the graduates have recited the oath of office. Marshawn Allen. Hunter Bacorn. Carter Bowles. Blaze Burns. Thomas Four. Michael Conrad. Adam Lancaster. Mitchell Mabe. Donald Martins. Nicholas Mayhew. Amber Miller. Kenneth Mitchell. Madeline Omens. Ian Perron. Alexander Perrell. Dylan Perry. Daniel Phillips. Abel Coy. Erica Reed. Jason Reyes. Austin Snyder. Brian Sparrow. Kyrie Wade. Jenna Yunt. Now, please welcome Clerk of Superior Court Renita Tompkins Linville to administer our oath of office. We ask that all sworn staff please stand and remain standing for the oath.
Good morning. I am honored and privileged to be here today, and I am honored and privileged to be able to deliver the oath of office to the class of 74. I, and state your name,
Hunter Bacorn, Carter Ball, Wade Burns, Thomas Ford, Michael Conrad, Adam Lancaster, Mitchell May, Don Martin, Nicholas Mayhew,
Amber Miller.
Kenneth Mitchell, Keith Ron, Alexander Farrell, Dylan Perry, Daniel Phillips, Abel Coy,
Erica Reed.
Jason Reyes, Austin Snyder, Ryan Sparrow, Tyree Wade,
Jenna Young.
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will be alert and vigilant to enforce the criminal laws of this state, that I will not be influenced in any manner on account of personal bias or prejudice, that I will maintain and support the Constitution and the laws of the United States and the Constitution and laws of North Carolina, not inconsistent therewith, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and execute the duties of my office as a law enforcement officer according to the best of my skill, abilities, and judgment. So help me God. Congratulations, class of 74.
Class 74, you are officially members of an elite group of highly trained police officers. You are held by both the public and the government to the highest standards of conduct. Those standards, known as the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics, is printed in today's program on page 11. I invite the audience to follow along with these new officers and all sworn law enforcement personnel here today in reciting this code. We'll be led by Assistant Chief W.S. Weaver II.
Good morning, and thank you all again for joining us on this most honorable of occasions. For all law enforcement officers, we'll be reciting the North Carolina Criminal Justice Education and Training Standards Commission Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder, and to respect the constitutional rights of all men to liberty, equality, and justice. I will keep my private life unsullied as an example to all, maintain courageous calm in the face of danger, scorn, or ridicule, develop self-restraint, and be constantly mindful of the welfare of others. Honest in thought and deed, in both my personal and official life, I will be exemplary in obeying the laws of the land and the regulations of my department. Whatever I see or hear of a confidential nature or that is confided to me in my official capacity will be kept ever secret unless revelation is necessary in the performance of my duty. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudices, animosities, or friendships to influence my decisions. With no compromise for crime and with relentless prosecution of criminals, I will enforce the law courteously and appropriately without fear or favor, malice or ill will, never employing unnecessary force or violence, and never accepting gratuities. I recognize the badge of my office as a symbol of faith, and I accept it as a public trust to be held so long as I am true to the ethics of the police service. I will constantly strive to achieve these objectives and ideals, dedicating myself before God to my chosen profession, law enforcement. Class 74, welcome to Field Services Bureau Patrol Division. We'll see some of you on Monday. We'll see the rest of you on Wednesday. Good luck. Congratulations.
Once again, we'll hear from Police Chief Katrina Thompson.
Sergeant Hamilton, front and center. Sergeant Hamilton, having protected and served the citizens of Winston-Salem for the past 20 years, having protected and served your country for the past 17 years in the U.S. Army, and having successfully graduated 3 BLET classes, as Chief of Police, I ask you, are you ready for additional responsibility?
Yes, ma'am.
Having affirmed that you are ready for additional responsibility, I then ask you, is there any reason why I should not promote you to the rank of lieutenant?
No, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Been doing this a number of years. I've seen some weddings, some proposals happen. I don't know that I've seen a promotion happen right in front of us. So we've witnessed something today. Congratulations. Sergeant Hamilton, or I should say Lieutenant Hamilton, right? Lieutenant Hamilton, please dismiss your class.